How's it going? Welcome to today's video. Today's song that we're going to do is from a band called Green Day. So if you're a fan of the band, um, you'll be happy to know. It's called Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I picked the song because it has a really cool riff in it. It also has kind of a cool solo-y piece in it. Doesn't sound very fancy on the acoustic guitar. The solo-y piece anyway. The main chord, the riff sounds very good. The song itself sounds very good, but the solo piece needs a good electric guitar to it. So if you have an electric guitar, plug it in for the solo piece. But we're going to do Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It's a really cool song just to play around with. The riff in particular is very nice when you get it down. So let's get into the song. So we'll start off with the verse. We have our our capo on the first fret. If you don't have it, take it off. On the first fret is you match up to the song, but just take it off. Or if you don't have one, it doesn't bother. It doesn't matter. It sounds more or less the same. And you don't need the capo for the likes of the solo-y piece because it's just on the one string. It doesn't really make a difference. So, just to get into it, the chords are very easy. They are E minor, G, D, and A major. Okay, so we have E minor to G, D, and A major. The strumming pattern is quite simple, so you can vary it around and see what makes kind of sense for you. But we have a kind of just a nice and simple one. So it's just down, 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 up, down, down. Okay, you can throw another down strum in there. You can go down, 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 up, down, down. So down, down, down on the last bit. So down, 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 up, down, down, down. Okay, you can mix between those two, but it's fairly simple to be able to strum along with kind of virtually any strumming pattern to this song because it's quite a slow song, so it doesn't really have a particular strumming pattern, but just nice and slow and that you're hitting kind of on the beat. So 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. Okay, so you can even do all those down strums. So we're going to start with the E minor. So we have E minor to G to D to A major. So we start off with the E. So it sounds like this. Just on the E to the G, so we have the down, 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 up, and then change to your G for the down, down, down. Okay, so down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Okay, and that's kind of the strumming pattern for the whole song. So then for the chorus, we have the same strumming pattern, but we're just going to add a new chord, okay? So the chorus starts off with a C. So it goes from a C to a G, to a D, to an E minor, okay? So it kind of sounds like this, same strumming pattern, don't forget. On the fourth time of playing it, we're going to go to this kind of like a B power chord, okay? So our index finger is on the A string of the second fret. Our ring finger is on the D string of the third fret, and our little finger, our baby finger, our pinky is on the fourth fret, and our pinky is on the G string of the fourth fret, okay? So the ring finger and the pinky on the D and G of the fourth fret, and then our kind of bar the second fret. okay? So we kind of have this sound then. Okay, you want to kind of get the tip of your index finger to touch this E string so that it's kind of muted like that, okay? So you're barring that second fret and you're kind of taking kind of like an A, but you're moving it up to the 4th fret, okay? So your ring finger on the D string of the 4th fret, pinky on the G string of the 4th fret, bar the 2nd, okay? And you have that. Okay, so that's only on the 4th. So when it comes back around on the to the 4th kind of section of it, so you play those 4 chords, you play the C, G, D, and E minor 3 times, and then on the 4th time you play that, when you get to the G, you go into that kind of the B power chord. Okay, so just to play that last bar for you, it's just. Okay, and that's then we go back into the E minor. Okay, so it's nice and simple. That power chord is a nice, really strong one, and it's a good one to be able to learn. It's a little bit easier because the capo is on the 1st fret, so you're not kind of having to bend your arm in weird ways. So it's a nice chord to learn. So now we're getting kind of into the closing part of the song, where it kind of gets into a really grungy and heavy, kind of rocky sound to it. Okay, and they're all chords we know. There bar 1 or 2 kind of mix-ups. There might be one new chord, but then there's an added note to a chord. So just to get into it, we're going to start in E minor, go to a C, then to a D, and then we're going to go to an A. But this A, I want you to bar it, okay? So I don't want you to do the usual A major like this. I want you to bar from the D string down on the 2nd fret. And this is good enough. You can do this if you want, and you'll still get away with it. But the way they play it is they add kind of this C note in as well, okay? So if you know the G major scale, you have G, A, B, C, okay? So we have a C over A. Okay, so it goes E minor, C, D, C over A. Okay, again, if you can't get that pinky up there and it's frustrating you, just go to the A. And even play the A like that if you want. But I would suggest just throwing that in every now and then, just to give yourself a little challenge. It's good to be able to manipulate the pinky a little bit, because the pinky tends to play a lot of the kind of the slicker notes and chords. So you go from that A, the C over A, to a G. So then we're going to go from the G to this power chord up here, okay? So it's kind of the 6th fret relevant to the capo, 7th fret overall. So we're going to call it the 6th fret because it's compared to the capo. So 6th, and then you're going to bar the 8th as well. So you're going to bar from the E string all the way down. So you're going to bar, so we're going to play the first 4 strings, but we're going to bar with our index finger the first 2, and our ring finger or pinky, on the 8th from the D and the G. Okay, so we have the E, C, D, C over A, G, and then we have this power chord up here on the 6th fret, and back to E minor. Okay, after the 4th time of playing that, when you get to the G, you're just doing 2 strong strums on the G. So just 2 strong strums on the G, and then up to that power chord to finish out the song. So it kind of goes. Okay, so we'll just play the last part. that's the song finished. Okay, so we have the verse, the chorus, and we have that kind of bit to lead us out in the song, the real grungy, heavy bit. Okay, as part of it, we're going to get into the riff now, and you can play the riff over the song as much as you want. The riff can be played along with the chords as well, okay? So if somebody's playing the chords, you can be playing the riff. If you're playing by yourself, you can mix between the chords and the riff, and not lose kind of the tune of the song. So it's quite good like that. So it sounds like this. And then you can get into the song. You can use it as an intro. Okay, so you can use it as an intro like that, if you want it as well. So just to start off, we're kind of going to go to a power chord. So we're going to have our finger here on the kind of the B note, and our baby finger down on the D string of the 4th fret. Okay, and we're just going to pluck. We're going to start off by plucking all the top 4 strings. So we have the index finger on the A string, 2nd fret, and our baby finger on the D string of the 4th fret. Okay, again according to the capo. Okay, and then we're just gonna pluck all the 4 strings. So from the E all the way down to the D. Okay. The next transition then is you're gonna put your middle finger on the E string of the 3rd fret. You're gonna bring your index finger down to the G string of the 2nd fret. Okay, and there's a little bit of a tricky one here. So you're going to pluck the E string, the D string, and then the G string, but you're going to hammer on with your pinky on the 4th fret. Okay, so it's going to be, and then pluck when you come off. Okay, so it's going to be E, D, G with a hammer on, and then when you take that finger off, pluck it again. Okay, so I'll try to put this hand in to the screen. So we have E, D, G with a hammer on, and then pull off. Okay, now you can pull off with this with the pinky. Okay, or you just pluck it again. Okay, it's a little bit tricky if you don't know how to do it, but you'll get the hang of it. Okay, so we have next we're gonna go back and pluck the D, back to the G, and then we're gonna put our pinky on the 4th fret of the D string and slide it up to the 5th fret. Okay, so we're gonna just go through that again. So we have okay. So while our finger is still on the G, we're gonna go D, G, and then back to G, back to D. Sorry, but our baby fingers after being planted on the 4th fret, and then we're gonna go to the 5th fret. Okay, so we have D, G, D with the pinky on 4th fret, D with the pinky on 5th fret. Then to finish it off, we're going to go to kind of an A without the ring finger. So we're going to put our index finger on the D string of the 2nd fret and our middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret. And we're just going to pluck from the A string, so the A, D and G. Okay, on the second time you do it, you can do the A and just strum down in the middle of the strings. Okay, so overall we have that is your riff. Okay, and again you can just do that all the way through. So when you hear you can still play the Okay, you can play that all the way through the song. So the last bit then is the solo. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna take, for simplicity, I'm gonna take the capo off. Okay, just to show you that you don't need the capo on. But we're gonna be up on the 10th fret, the 9th, and like up this end of the guitar. Okay, so this is the solo piece. So we're gonna start on the G string of the 10th fret. Okay, if you don't, an easy indication is that before the two spots that's usually here on your guitar, so mine is a line, but you have two spots. I have the two spots above here, so just those two there, and then this one, so this spot here means it's number 9. So just go to number 10 on the G string with your ring finger is best. Okay, so you're gonna pluck that twice, and then you're gonna go to the B string of the 8th fret and pluck that, and then put your middle finger on the 9th fret of the B string. So overall we have, okay, so I'll just go closer. So we have G, G, B, B. So 10th fret of the G, 10th fret of the G, 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the B. Okay, so that's the intro. So we have, now we're going to plant our ring finger on the 11th, slide up to the 13th, so past the two spots that's usually here in your guitar, and back to the 11th. Okay, so it's going to go. So after the bit that we've just done, so we have G, G, B, B, and then ring finger on the 11th fret, slide to the 13th, and then back to the 11th fret. And then back to the B string on the 8th and 9th. Okay, so we have. Okay, series talking. So I'm just going to go over that one more time real close. So we have the G string on the 10th fret twice, the B string on the 8th fret once, B string on the 9th fret once, B string on the 11th fret and slide up to the 13th fret and then back to the 11th, and back to the 8th and 9th on the B string. Okay. Nice and simple. So that is the song Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It's a really cool song. I love the riff. When you get the riff down, it's really. It took me, I'd say, about a week to be able to get the coordination into my fingers to be able to play the riff. So if it's tough at the start, don't worry about it. It's meant to be tough at the start, because you're not used to it. So if you get it straight away, fair play to you. But don't be worrying about it. It's just something that just takes practice. Regarding the solo, it's probably an easy enough solo to do. The slide is probably a new thing. You're going over a fret, so you're going over two of these kind of silver bars, which can be tough on the finger sometimes. But again, I would recommend an electric guitar for that. So if you have kind of an electric guitar and a semi-acoustic guitar, plug it in. If you don't, an acoustic sounds fine. Again, you can do everything relevant without the capo. Okay, so you don't have to. It sounds a little bit different, but you get the same tune out of it. Okay, so if you don't have a capo, especially now you can't go out and buy one, do it without the capo. Practice it so that when you put on the capo, it's actually a lot easier because you're further up on the neck of the guitar, so it's a little bit easier for this hand or this arm then, because it's not so far bent, if that makes sense. You have a little bit more of a 90-degree angle for it. So I hope you enjoyed today's song. Next week we'll go back to kind of a theoretical guitar video. We'll try work a little bit more on kind of the notes and things like that. I hope you're enjoying the guitar lessons. Let us know how you get on in the comments below, and I will see you next week.